baby.
Yeah.
Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, miracle, serves. Miracle, serves.
We keep having all these problems. How we gonna solve them? Every day it's the same thing. All these unsolved issues, I guess it's official. Here we go again, the same old thing. And I'm tired of the arguing and lying. So goodbye.
Good morning, everybody. It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is January the 13th, 2025, and today the topic is I am living water. I'm not here for your entertainment. Happy Monday. It's Happy Monday, everybody. And yeah, for those that know, this is day 2 in a row of being live. So look, to God be the glory. He brought me on back, y'all. I know we was talking about it for those that saw me go live yesterday. And we had that little conversation about, how my husband been calling me out and how I've been on this hiatus. And I'm like, well, I'll come back and do the juice if he wants me to, X, Y, and Z. Well, the Lord woke me up around 4:10, and I got a revelation or two. So here I am, man. Here I am to share it. I did feel led to share it, so here I am to share it. And hopefully it will encourage you and inspire you. Oh, man. I know we can talk about so much, right, with everything that's going on. The march is still going with Allie. Some of you guys may have tuned into the Telegram chat that happened last night and all that good stuff. But maybe that stuff can be after show talk. Let's get into this conversation. Let's get into this juice, y'all. What did the Lord give me this morning? How did I come to this topic today? So basically, when I woke up at 4:10, you know what I usually do. I usually go and Google Bible, and whatever time I woke up, I thought I was going to go back to sleep, but that did not happen. Not at that particular time. I was just up, and I was like, Lord, okay, I'm up. I know I usually get up at 4, study, da 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 da. So is this one of them times? Are you going to send me to do the juice, da 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 da? So anyway, so I'm seeking the Lord and all that, praying, doing a little studying here and there, and basically, I just felt led to start looking into the verses. Not to say that's the last thing I usually do, because it's not. The last thing I usually do when I'm doing the juice is I'll find the Bible verse of the day. That's usually the last thing I look at, or the last verse I look at. But somewhere in between, I would go and look into whatever the time and the Bible verses and stuff like that. But because I didn't have any topic I didn't go to the Strong's Concordance or any of that, I just felt led to go back to Google. So I went back to Google and looked at those verses and was kind of putting them all together and stuff like that, and seeing like what the overall message was from like 5 or 6 different verses. And in one of them, they were talking about living water, and that just really stood out to me. I think last night I ended up watching a Bible Project video, possibly about living water as well. Or I remember seeing it, at least. I don't remember watching it fully because now I don't remember anything that was in it. But I remember seeing it as I was scrolling or whatever. So when I guess saw it this morning, it was standing out to me, and I was like, okay, living water. I said, maybe the Lord's giving me something about living water, So I started to go deeper about that. Obviously went over there to openbible.info and plugged in the phrase living water, the regular stuff I usually always do. So then as I was reflecting on living water, as well as, because another thing I felt led to do was to pray. Again, y'all know I've been on this journey, praying out loud about different stuff or whatever. So, I was praying for myself, my husband, my son, myself again, even about the juice and everything. I'm like, well, look, while I'm praying, then Lord, what do you want me to do with the juice, and all this different type of stuff. And so then at some point, again, that's when I came back and was looking into the verses about living water and whatnot. Or I was looking into the verses, seeing if they had anything to do with the revelations about the prayers that I was praying, as well as eventually, again, by doing that is when living water stood out. And then I was going deeper about all of that. But as I was doing that, friends, I was reminded of something else I saw yesterday. And so shout out to whoever you are. But somebody in the comments at some point was talking about, oh, they should make a movie about Allie's life. And it just made me think about, like, how, again, they haven't, quote unquote, exposed human trafficking to the masses the way that the truth tellers and the whistleblowers have, right? But they put out movies about human trafficking and stuff like that. And I'm like, and again, I told you guys how that kind of annoyed me personally, because I'm over here like, just rip the band-aid off and let the people know that, hey, this stuff is going on. And like, why we got to make a movie about it? Why we got to make some type of narrative or entertainment about the situation? Because I feel like, and then this is what I was thinking the Lord about this morning, as I was thinking about that, and then he brought it back to living water and everything. And I was like, well, Lord, I feel like, again, when we're doing things like that, then we leave room for people to be like confused, or people to feel like, oh, this was just a movie, and miss the bigger picture that, hey, no, this is actually about some real stuff, and I feel like, again, people do that with God and his word, right, as well. So I was like, okay, Lord, I see you giving me something about this. I see you giving me something about living water. Then the phrase, I'm not here for your entertainment, came into my heart and mind. And we know that that's a song. I was like, Lord, are you singing karaoke right now? He probably was not singing that whole song, but at least that particular verse or whatever came into my mind, or that particular line. And I was like, okay, you right. And I'm like, but does that have to, I'm like, is that living water? Is that still the living water conversation? So I'm going deeper. Like I said, I keep going deeper about all of these things. And then at some point, I was wondering, like, is this just for me? And as I was wondering that, that's when the I am living water, I'm not here for your entertainment, came to my heart and mind. I was like, okay, I guess that's for everybody today. So that's where it came from, y'all. That's where I came to today's topic. And here's what I felt led to share. So pretty much got straight into verses today, y'all. It's not about no definitions or anything extra in that regard. So look, straight Bible. Let's get our Bibles, y'all. Luke 23, 8 and 9. It says, when Herod saw Jesus, he was very glad, for he had long desired to see him, because he had heard about him, and he was hoping to see some sign done by him. So he questioned him at some length, but he made no answer. So yeah, when I came across that verse this morning, I was just reminded that I feel like this is how we are with the Lord as well, right? We are seeking signs, right? We are waiting for, again, whatever we're waiting for, right? And the Bible is very clear that, those that are quote unquote seeking signs in that regard, you're not going to get one. Matter of fact, there were so many verses in reference to that particular thing that I didn't even write that down for the Go Deeper section. I was like, look, just go to openbible.info. And matter of fact, I didn't even write it down for that. So side note, for those that are watching live, if you feel led to go deeper about verses centered around, basically God not being here for your entertainment, or again, this concept of looking for a sign and God not giving you one because that's all you're looking for. Just go to openbible.info and plug in the phrase, Jesus is not here for your entertainment. So you guys can see all the verses centered around that there. But anywho, we're going to keep going, because I don't think we got to keep reiterating that. But yeah, so then I started to look into the verses that I found when I plugged in living water into openbible.info. And these are the ones that were standing out to me to share. Jeremiah 2 and 13, it says, for my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me. They have... I know this word, but at the same time, I like to approach this as if I never read it before, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know what I wrote here, so sorry. But they are the something of living waters. I don't know what I wrote. Okay, and heard out cisterns for themselves, broken cisterns that can hold no water. So, cisterns. Wait. this. Y'all can look at it. Again, it's Jeremiah 2 and 13. Y'all can see what that word is that I have jumbled up. But basically, the point is of that verse is letting us know that, again, a lot of us is choosing our own way, right? We're choosing to, for example, he is the fountain. He is the living water. He is the all in all, right? But we are, instead of going to him and, being replenished and things of that nature, we are like trying to make our own way and basically trusting in broken things, right? And it's very interesting because as I was going deeper about all of this and I was thinking about some different things, I know I came across something on social media. They were talking about how people, especially single people that have gone through the pandemic, they are like reevaluating, I guess, how they date and everything like that. And, they're not into this idea of the hookup culture anymore. I saw one of our homegirls that has her own dating app and whatnot. She was sharing on her Instagram about that. And I was like, well, good, hopefully things get better, like for the single people and whatnot. But it just reminded me how, again, we often, I guess, want that quick pleasure or that microwave blessing or whatever the case may be, rather than, again, going to the fountain, right? The living water, going to Christ for true replenishment and things of that nature. Will do the quick thing or the easy thing, and then realize at some point that, this isn't fulfilling me. Again, I tell y'all about my journey all the time. But I mean, I remember being there. So that's why even in the midst of my temptations, even in the midst of, things not quote unquote happening the way I think it should or whatever the case may be, the different things that come my way in regards to my marriage or anything, I have to remember, I remind myself of where I was before and say, you know what I have today is worth fighting for. You know what I'm saying? What I have today is not worth going back to where I used to be. And so, again, and it's not just with my marriage and being a mom and whatnot, it's with the Lord too. Because even with, now granted, I can't lie and be like, oh, I've never asked for a sign. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure we all have asked for a sign at some point, right? But what I found is the more I lean into the Lord, the more I seek him and the more I build this relationship with him, the more he reveals to me, right? Again, y'all know I've been on this process doing the juice, right? I've been sitting here doing this every day. And again, yes, I pour out, but it also pours into me every day to do this, right? Even when I wasn't sharing, still taking that time. And again, like, in my hiatus, it wasn't that I was sitting here like not studying the word and not going to the Lord in prayer and stuff like that. No, I was like going even deeper. Again, taking the prophecy course with Kim Clement, or, I'm receiving dreams and trying to make sure I'm documenting them and interpreting them and, things like that. And, so again, and I feel like those have been my quote unquote signs. Now they haven't happened the same way all the time, because I feel like, the Lord want to mix some stuff up just in case, because, every now and then, the enemy will try to use something against you. Like there's times when I've looked up numbers that come into my heart and mind, or numbers that I see, things like that in the Strong's Concordance, things that usually will give some type of wisdom or whatever. And then it'll be something crazy or something like, and it's like, okay, was that thought from the Lord, or was this a distraction right now? So again, the enemy can use our desire for signs and wonders and maybe even miracles, right? And all these different things to distract us and to get us off track from the real thing, which is what the living water, which is what Jesus Christ. In this next section, y'all, this gonna be one of those, I haven't done this in a while. So look, shout out to anybody that has been watching and y'all, familiar with when I do this. But anyway, I was writing down these next verses that were standing out to me, and it was ones that I felt like I needed to combine to be one message. So there are different verses in different places of the Bible, but to me, they seem to be one strong message about this conversation. So, well, I guess so. Before I get into it, because I feel like I might need to wrap up with that particular section, I think, again, what was standing out to me the most about this idea of seeking a sign and wanting to be entertained and whatever the case may be, or accepting information, like being spoon fed it instead of like receiving the meat. Like, again, we can talk about a lot of things when it comes to that, right? We can talk about, again, this human trafficking conversation, because it's like you got this big stake in front of you, like, boom, this is the crazy stuff going on when it comes to human trafficking, but people want it to be spoon fed, or they don't want to believe it, or whatever case may be, because it's too much, right? Oh, the steak is too much, I'm too full, whatever. But then at the same time, it's like, that's what I like. Oh, if somebody makes a movie, maybe they'll get it, or if somebody makes a book, maybe they'll get it, or and stuff like that. And me over here being like, rip the band-aid off, like, just give them to me, But again, God's word is like that as well, right? A lot of times, again, the Bible says too that, hey man, plenty of us are still consuming meat consuming milk when we should be on meat, right? We still acting as if we're new or something, when we should be out here teaching, or whatever case may be. So and I can't lie, like I said, I even took a moment to be like, well, Lord, you even taught in parables. So I mean, we can't get mad that people like release stuff in a quote unquote entertaining way. But I think, again, the point today, or the point of this conversation today, is like to acknowledge that, hey man, Christ is living water, and we don't have to dilute the message. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's probably why a majority of this is Bible verses today. Like, it's not no extra, I know I'm giving extra commentary, but what I'm saying, like, extra, like, other stuff, it's literally all Bible, and you guys can go and look and read this stuff on your own. But here are the verses, y'all. Here go the verses that I feel led to write down. Like I said, there are multiple verses that I feel like should be put together at this particular time. So if you're curious about what these verses are, because I'm not going to read them, I'm not going to read each one as I started. So these are the verses that I'm going to put together, okay? It's John 7:37, Isaiah 58:11, Isaiah 12:3, and Isaiah 44:3, okay? So I hope y'all receive this message, because I feel like it's one good, clear message about this, all right? Let's get your hearts and minds ready. You ready? All right, here we go. This is what it says. On the last day of the feast, the great day, Jesus stood up and cried out, "If anyone thirsts, let him come to me and drink. And the Lord will guide you continually and satisfy your desires in scorched places, and make your bones strong. And you shall be like a watered garden, like a spring of water, whose waters do not fail. With joy you will draw water from the wells of salvation. For I will pour water on the thirsty land, and streams on the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon your offspring, and on your descendants." So yeah, that's about 4 verses that I felt led to put together today, and I hope that you guys have received the overall message that I feel like the Lord is sharing about this conversation. About He's not here for your entertainment. At the end of the day, like, He's the living water, and He's trying to replenish you. He's trying to help you. He's trying to heal you, and all these different type of things. But we can't go to Him as if He's, again, a genie, right? We can't go to Him as if like He's here for me to do what I want. You know what I'm saying? Actually, it's according to the Bible, it's the exact opposite. Like, we're here for Him and His good pleasure, according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So these are just things to think about. And again, if you are thirsty, right? If you are someone that is in that feeling like you're in a dry place, then we might need to again renew our minds about this, and I guess get this understanding. And so even as I was reading this, some of y'all may know, some of y'all may not know, but there's been a lot spoken over America, right? And I feel like this may be, hopefully, something that can encourage you and inspire you to know that, hey, man, at the end of the day, God tells us that He has plans for us, right? Plans to give us a future and things of that nature. I know it seems like, again, things are burning down literally, like, and stuff like that. But even yesterday I was like listening to some prophecies again. Yes, the Kim Clement Ministry was talking about some of his prophecies from like years ago, like over 10 years ago. Y'all know that Kim Clement has passed away. So I think y'all know that. But if not, then just so you know, the teacher I've been listening to is dead and gone, but I feel like the messages that I've been receiving is like right on time. But anyway, but yeah, they break down a lot of his prophecies and whatnot because he's been very accurate and whatnot. But anywho, um, but basically he shared some things years ago about again America and about again this country, even though it seems like again we're being attacked from within and all the other stuff that we are seeing and witnessing happening. But we know that there's a great movement and whatnot that can and will come from America. And I mean, obviously, a lot of us are, doing things online. A lot of the younger generation as well is on fire for the Lord. Like, even when I look at my son and think about like things that he is saying and doing at just 6 years old, you know what I'm saying? Like, who knows like who he's going to become. And I hope and pray that he becomes someone great, especially for the Lord. But yeah, and again, I've seen some, young men on fire for the Lord and they're on their social medias, and who knows, I don't know if they doing it for clicks or they doing it because again, God done put the fire in them to do it. But regardless, the gospel is getting spread, and and there's a lot of great potential there, but we got to be hooked up with again the living water. We got to be hooked up with the fountain. We can't be again looking at it as entertainment and just want it to be what we want it to be. Like, we got to actually tap into again his story, right? His vision and the things he wants. And I mean, that's the juice. That's the juice this morning. Now, I hope it was good for you. You know what I'm saying? I hope you're encouraged and inspired by it. And if you want to go deeper, friends, check out the Go Deeper section. I made a living water challenge. All right. So this is what you can do for the living water challenge. This information is in the show notes or what I call the Go Deeper section. You guys can go and it's typed out or whatever. But just for those that are listening, basically the living water challenge is this: spend 10 minutes each day reading and reflecting on John 4:13 through 14, and then ask, how is Jesus satisfying my spiritual thirst? And then after that, ask, how have I experienced and shared the living water? So that's it, man. That is the juice for today. Let me go ahead and give you guys the Bible verse of today, and that is 1 Chronicles 29:11. It says, thine, O Lord, is the greatness and the power and the glory and the victory and the majesty, for all that is in the heavens and in the earth is thine. Thine is the kingdom, O Lord, and thou art exalted above all. Friends, I hope you guys enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. And there you go, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice. I hope that you guys are encouraged and inspired. Thank you so much for listening, watching, subscribing, and sharing all those wonderful things. Shout out to NJ, y'all, because he is in the room and he was quiet. So look, to God be the glory, you know what I'm saying? I think he wants to get some candy, but that I didn't make that deal, so but yeah, man, that's what's going on with that. Yeah, y'all got any questions, comments, or concerns? Y'all know, again, the march is still going. So those that are supporting Allie and everything like that, keep participating in the march. Again, the digital march that's happening. Be the voice for the voiceless. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, all of this stuff is in our community. All right. But just in case, here's some general information. You can ignore the dates because, again, we're going to keep going until the end of January. That's what Allie was requesting. So, yeah, and obviously you guys can always go to alliesarmy.com and get more information about her and what she got going on and all that good stuff. Like I said, there was a what's it called? There was a Telegram chat last night. They talked to what she called angels, or people that have met them in person, as well as some people that she taught and things like that. So y'all can let me know how that went and stuff. And I hope it went well. We still got some ideas about different type of content and whatnot to create and to keep the word going and flowing about trafficking and whatnot. But yeah, that's what's going on, good people around here. Again, thank you to anybody that supports in any aspect. And like I said, I hope y'all encouraged and inspired by this juice, y'all. Look, if y'all keep praying for daily juice again, then hey, you never know. The Lord might send me back every day. But I'm glad to be back here on this Monday, and I hope you guys have been encouraged and inspired by what I had to share. NJ, you want to come talk to the people? I guess not. He got to get ready for school. He got to get his heart and mind ready for school anyway. So
Also, I
Come-
want to tell my friends what one of my church friends did.
okay,
So
is it something good, or don't be saying nothing bad, NJ? All right, come give me your testimony.
So I had a dream of Soleil stealing all of the stuff from the church and mommy's stuff, my mommy's jewelry. And I told my mommy, and my father got hurt, and I said, give that to me, and I was gonna give it to mommy, but Papa said put it back. That's all I remember.
That's an interesting dream. You be like, write it down. Yeah, I guess he's so used to me like trying to write my dreams or interpreting stuff that he done already got into it as well.
Mommy, did you get a dream?
I don't remember getting a dream last night. But like I said, I woke up with this revelation, so I didn't share what the Lord gave me this morning. What you think of the juice, kid? Did you learn something? No, it's over your head.
Ma'am. I actually did from my dream.
I said, did you learn
'cause
something
I
from the
know-
juice I just gave?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. But I need to tell you something that I actually know why God gave me that dream.
Okay. Why did God give you that dream, son?
It was because He wanted to show me why I shouldn't steal.
Well, look, to God be the glory. Wonderful. That's great. Look, you interpreting and everything, huh? Okay, the Lord told you why to. And is it going to help you? You're not going to steal? We're going to pray for NJ, y'all.
Yeah, pray for me for my school day.
What?
Yeah.
What'd you say? All right, now, boy.
I said Daisy. That's what I said.
I bet you say Daisy. Y'all look, y'all ain't praying hard enough for NJ.
Remember Aunt Daisy.
Yeah, well, you have an Aunt Daisy.
Aunt
Daisy. All right, y'all.
Wait,
Well,
I want to meet my pop.
so he's been around here calling his stuffy his children.
Stuffy.
I guess so. I guess this is my grandchildren right here.
This is Poppy. This is Evan. This is whatever his name is.
Wow, you don't even name your children?
This is Tinino. And this one's Dash. That one's Max, maybe.
Wow.
Those are all my children. They're stuffies. I have 5 of them.
I asked him where his wife at. He always talking about his wife. So that's probably a good thing. You gonna be a good husband, NJ?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Look, I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying out here. Whoever my future daughter-in-law is, I'm trying. All right, y'all. Well,
Puppy is my best dog because he's golden.
Well, he's been with you the longest, I think. Shout out to Grandma for majority of them dogs. All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna go. NJ got to get his heart and mind ready for school. But yeah, y'all have a good day.
Pray for me now.
Yes, pray for.
Go to NJs.com.
He ain't got no website, y'all.
It's a pretend website.